Well, someday. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever you want to call it, guys.
What's going on?
Just a little funny thing. There's an old saying that it's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. My wife has the hardest time remembering that line. We were talking about it not this weekend, but last weekend. But that's an old saying that's been around. It's actually in a song, that Semitronic song or whatever. But anyway, good evening, guys. I know it's been a little bit, and I'm back. Had a lot of little things happen last week. I thought I'd kind of go over them. I was going to do a video about it, but I'll put a video out about it here soon. In brief synopsis, was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday of last week. My truck broke down, and it was spewing coolant everywhere. Come to find out, and again, I don't even know what the name of this part is. I haven't researched it as much as I probably should have, but it's some kind of, it's not a water pump, but it's some type of air pump that puts coolant into the engine block. To me, it sounds like a water pump, but again, what do I know? I'm no mechanic. But anyways, I guess that piece went out and had to have the truck towed. Truck was towed to an international dealer, and I actually got the bill last week, what it's going to cost. They're wanting $2,800 to fix that, and also to fix the knock sensor that never has been replaced. The knock sensor with the check engine light has been on ever since I bought the truck. I actually left the dealership and turned right back around with that check engine light on, and it just never got fixed. Kind of a long story with that, but anyways, that's where I'm at. Immediately got the truck towed, got a loaner truck, and let me back up a little bit. Actually went home for the week. I was home Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I didn't leave out until Sunday. Went to Ocala, got a loaner truck. As you can tell, it is a Freightliner. Wasn't going to be picky about what loaner truck, but I got to tell you guys, I know I talk trash about Freightliners, but I'm actually pretty impressed with this truck. It handles well. It does well. It's got 500,000 miles on it. It's 22. But looking at it, other than the rock chips and the paint on the hood, you'd never know it's a 22. It's got leather interior. It's got the windows in the side. So it's an owner-operator truck, but it has the Swift decals on it and was used as a company truck. But I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with the truck. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. So, and anybody that's been following me for a long time knows that I've been looking for a truck to either upgrade or sell the old one, or try to figure something out. At this point, with all the bills that I paid on that truck, I'm sitting at about 10 grand, and that's actually about 11 grand with the tow bill. So the tow bill came in, it was $1,300 for about 120 miles. With the tow bill and everything, I'm sitting at about 11 grand, and it's almost to that point to where something needs to be done, and I don't know. Still trying to decide which way I'm going to go with it. But anyways, that's it. Got two guests on tonight. I got Chris in the middle, and I got Michael over on the right side. And these are two new Swift drivers. Chris has been here just a little bit over 30 days. Michael, you're going on what, your third week, fourth week?
I'm just starting my third week. So this should be my last week of no truck payment.
Good deal. So what I wanted to do tonight is, any of the naysayers say they can't do it and lease the truck and make money over here at Swift. I kind of wanted to go over the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, and all the others with the two new guys on here, because nobody seems to believe me. So I thought maybe bringing two guys in that are actually doing it. Now, granted, one guy's a little bit over 30 days and the other one's only 3 weeks, but it doesn't really change much here. It's pretty, the numbers and the figures don't really change. I mean, you run, you make money. It's pretty simple. But anyways, I thought I would bring these two guys in and let them discuss everything. Let me read the comments here real quick, and we'll get started with you, Chris. Let's see here. So, what's going on, Justin? Yeah, I know you texted me right before the show. Jonah's in the house. Hey, Jonah. Army Kane is in the house, and the texts are already starting. Army Kane is in the house. What's going on? Yeah, it's go time, all right. And we got Roger Berry. Hey, now. Ghost Rider is in here. What's up, buddy? Hey, Ghost Rider. How are you, buddy? Hey, speaking of which, Ghost Rider, Chris, why don't you give me a ring tomorrow, man? We got a lot to catch up on. I got a lot of things to tell you, and I know you got a lot of things to tell me. Give me a holler. Jonah Green sounds like EGR. You know what? That's probably what it is. Probably what it is. And there's the wife, ABB, Cadillac King, and Michael. And Ghost Rider. Get someone to steal the Trash National on your right. Now, you know what? I got a buddy of mine, not going to mention any names. He bought one too, and he's had some issues with his. He thought he was going to have to buy a transmission, but believe it or not, it was under warranty, and they replaced it. But he told me one day, he's like, yeah, mine's going to find a match. I said, a match? What do you mean? He's like, motherfucker's going to go up and smoke. That's what's going to happen. I never really thought about it until he said that. And I'm like, oh, okay. That makes a little bit of sense. All right. So we're caught up on these, comments. So go ahead, Chris. Tell me what you like, you don't like, any positives, negatives, whatever you have.
So my name is Chris. They call me Cadillac King of Things on social media. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I've been driving for sure 3 years, coming on up on the 4th year. I worked for CR England. That's how I got my CDL. I worked for a small company that my buddy owns. I worked for Hirschbach, which did their lease purchase. Went back to CR England. I did SF5 through Snyder, and now I'm here with Swift. We're just going to talk Swift today. My time here, since I've been here, starting off, of course, we all know we don't have a truck payment for a certain amount of time. Everything has really it's been good for me. You book your own loads. You go home when you want to. I thought it was a time limit that you got to stay out. That's not true. You go home when you want to. You got planners that also work with you as far as if you can't find it on the load board and they'll send you something. I will refer back to Hirschbach and say I didn't book my own loads. I had to rely on a planner. However, if I turned down a load, I was basically punished as far as I might sit for a day. I might sit for 7-8 hours waiting for a load. Here at Swift, I mean, you book your own loads and say you don't find them, or say you sitting on the load board, you see something, but you're like, I don't know. Let me hit the planner up and see what they got. Well, planner's going to send you something. You have a choice to say yeah. You have a choice to say no. If you say no, you're not going to be punished. You're not going to be put on this list. Oh, they reject loads. They don't take the loads we send. Nah, it's just, okay, it's a simple okay. Or it's a simple, hey, is there anything else? And they're going to tell you yeah or no. As far as money, numbers wise, everything is consistent. Like James said, if you're running, you're going to make money. If you want to go home every weekend, then, I mean, you're going to make money, but you're probably not going to make as much as you want to. Like there's no cap in here. There's no, you can only make this much. You can only run these amount of miles. It's all up to you. You know what I'm saying? The ball's in your court. It's like, if you want to make $3,000 this week, well, do the math, see how many miles you got to run, make your $3,000 this week. You know what I'm saying? They pay you for your empty miles if they send you a load. If you book your own load, then you front your own empty miles. So I think that's cool too. I mean, like I say, it's owner operator. So we all know, like when I was with SF5, I'm booking on loads. I got to make sure that I keep my dead head down. Same ordeal here. Now they might send you a load. You got to run 100 miles to go get, but they gonna pay you 89 cents per mile to go run those 100 miles to go get that load. So I mean, like there's nothing in the dark that you wouldn't know about. James has been real helpful when it comes to if I got a question with something on my settlement and I don't understand something, he can answer that question. And then there's numbers to call for Swift. Those folks will speak with you on the phone. They'll tell you who you need to speak to, when they come in, when to call, what time to call. They're going to talk to you. They explain everything to you. So it's not like you can't really understand like what's going on. Everything is simple. Like I said, I love it here. I'm not being paid to say this. I wasn't forced to say this. I'm gonna tell you like this. Before I went to SFI, I had a thought to come to Swift. I had never talked to nobody else. I didn't really know James. I knew of him. I followed him on YouTube, but I didn't really know exactly what was going on. But I saw a lot of backlash about Swift lease program. We all hear about the company side, you know, they wreck a lot and everything else. But when it comes to this lease purchase program, it's a great program. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's not good or that it is good if it's not good. I'm going to keep it real with you. Since I've been here, I wish I would have came here first. I wish I would have never went to SFI. I made money there, but then I lost all that money that I made due to, one, the truck. But even when I got the truck back running right, I was only down for like a few days. You know what I'm saying? But even when I got the truck back running right, when it came to the making money aspect, I had everything down to a T where I need to run per mile, everything, but it just wasn't paying. I was bringing home $1,000 a week consistently, and I'm talking about I go anywhere, making sure I, keep my fuel down, what I'm spending on fuel, but it just came to a point to where I was losing more than what I started making. So I had to, I had to try something else. Got a hold of James. He talked to me about the program. I thought about it for probably a few hours. And that's when I made my decision. I just went ahead, I jumped. I called Michelle. We got on the phone, talked about it some more. I thought about it again, pulled the trigger. And ever since I pulled that trigger, I beat myself up because I wish I would have came here first. Because everything I've made so far, like, I know I could have been a whole lot further than what I am now. So if anybody's interested, get in touch with James. He's not going to sugarcoat nothing for you. He's going to keep it real with you. He'll let you know what's going on. Write your questions down before you call or before you get in contact with, so that way you know everything you want to ask him. I didn't know everything I wanted to ask, but when I got in touch with him, I had another question about what's on the truck, what it come with. He had all the answers for him. You know what I'm saying? So it's good here. It's good here. You know what I'm saying? And Swift as a company, period, whether you company driver or you are owner operator or you're a third party, I'm going to tell it to you like this. And I talked to a few people that are company drivers for Swift. They've been here 10, 15 plus years. They love it. No matter what nobody else is saying, they got a lot of people here that's done ran 2 million, 3 million, 5 million miles and more, and then gave them 20 years plus of service. So it's good. It's not what everybody is saying what it is. It's definitely not that. And I wish I would have known from the get-go. And then another joke is this. Before I got my CDL, before I even got it, Swift was the first people I called. I did not go to the training the first time. I had some family stuff come up, but I was supposed to get my CDL with Swift the first time. If I would have got that with Swift, probably would have been with them the whole time and then switched over. But I'm here now, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wish I would have, never left the last time. When I was here the last time, up until February of last year, I just had, like you, I wanted to get an SFI truck and I wanted to work the load boards. If I would have just stayed here and stuck with it, I would have been much, much better off. Matter of fact, the truck would have been getting paid off next year at the end of 26. But it is what it is. You live and you learn, and you move on past it. The only thing that you said there that needed a little bit of correction is The only thing you have to do is run one load a month. That's all Swift requires. If
Yeah,
you
that's it.
run one load, and the only reason that is just because of the way payroll's set up. And if you go longer than a month, like you go on a cruise for several weeks or whatever, and you take a whole month off, you'll have to go through the whole process again, get a drug test and, all that crap. So that's the one reason you want to keep all your stuff, your status updated, basically is what it is. But other than
Gotcha.
that, he's 100% right. They don't force you to do anything. That's it. Um, I did the video about the Amazon load that I had. I sat on that thing for 24 hours. After 24 hours, I made a call the next morning, and this happened to be on a Sunday. I knew I wasn't going to get much done during the weekend because the people that work weekends, most of them don't understand what's going on. Called my driver leader the following morning at 8 o'clock, and I was off that load within 2 hours because I wasn't going to sit there any longer. By the way, I got paid for that. I made $400 for sitting there for that day. I don't know what their detention is. I know their detention is 35 an hour, I believe, either 30 or 35 an hour. But when you're there a day, it's just a little bit more. But I ended up making $400 just sitting there, basically doing a reset. Yeah, and it wasn't nothing to do with what I did. They just were undermanned. All right, so let's move over to you, Michael. It's your turn.
My name's Mike. I have never done anything like this before, so a little nervous. But I have been driving since 2010. I went through Swift Academy in Lewiston, Idaho with Swift, stayed my first year. I was going to lease a truck with Swift at that point, but I knew I did not want a used truck or a new truck. I wanted a used one. So I ended up going over to SFI. Been with SFI for, I was total, actually I left a couple times, but I was about 7 years leasing with SFI. And then I went over, played in refrigeration with Hirschbach, K&B. I am not a night driver. I am not a reefer guy. And so then I went back to Schneider as a company driver because the SFI leases got to the point where they were just too expensive.
Yeah.
So I was just going to be a company driver. And I happened to be just sitting on home time, and I came across this guy named Rabbit talking about Swift. And I'm going like, oh, here we go. And so I started watching, and I started doing some background checks, and then I came across the 70%, which is coming soon. And I started getting more interested. I called James, and we talked for a little bit. And at first, I was kind of like, I don't know, we'll see, maybe in December. But as we continued to talk, I got to thinking more and more about it, and I was in a 30-inch sleeper, and I was like, I want to go back over the road. So I called him up, says, get me in touch with Michelle. Let's go. And here we are today. And I'm still figuring things out. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. The only issues I've really had were on lease day. Here's your truck, here's your keys, go to work. Sign the contract. If anybody's thinking about coming over, I would recommend don't worry about getting out that, like, if you talk to James, he's going to recommend you come over on Thursday. I do the same things at the start of the payroll. Don't worry about getting out of there Thursday night. Spend some time with that truck. Go through this truck, especially if you get a MRP truck. I got mine. I was in a hurry to get out. There were several things that I missed during my initial checkout. Unfortunately, once you leave, now that you can get it fixed, but now it's getting fixed, and I'm on the MRP lease. So some of it I'm ending up paying for when I didn't need to because I was in too big of a hurry to get out. But I was in a little, I had my own situation going for money, and I was like, I got to go. And I would not recommend that. Take the time to go through that truck thoroughly. You don't want to be missing stuff. As far as loads go, I'm running probably 25% off the load board, 75% on planners. Just the way it's worked out so far. I was very nervous the first time I used a planner because they sent me a load and it was not an overnight driver. And I called them up and it says, look, I'm not an overnight driver. I really don't want to take this load, but I'm worried about what's going to happen if I reject it. She goes, don't worry about it. I've got a couple of loads. Go ahead and reject it. And I think I got one that'll work for you. So I rejected it. She sent me the next load. It was almost perfect. And assigned it. There wasn't no wait. I've rejected 2 loads so far, and within a short period of time, I had another one. There does not seem so far. There does not seem to be any issues with rejecting a load. Now, I'm sure you don't want to be rejecting load after load after load. Then at some point they'll probably do something. But if you've got a legitimate reason to reject the load, so far I've not had any issues with that. So, but yeah, it's been the money income. I'm not seeing some of the numbers that some of the other guys are. I mean, I am right now just simply because I'm not paying that. I don't have the truck payment. But when I take out subtract the truck payment, my pay is a little bit lower than what I'm thinking it should be, but I haven't been getting the miles yet. So I'm still learning the system to get my miles up. My goal is I want to get up to about 2,500, and I don't see any reason you can't do that. It's just for me, I'm still in that learning phase. So when you come over, don't expect to be running 3,000-4,000 miles out of the gate. Well, I wouldn't expect that anyway, but don't expect high miles right out of the gate. What's that?
You've been getting your repairs done though, too. You've been getting your repairs done also.
Yeah, I've been into this. That's another reason that take the time to go through that truck, because what I didn't think about at the time was, okay, yeah, I can get these repairs done on the road, but now I'm taking time out of my operating. So even if you have to wait a day or so to get the stuff you need to done when you do the checkout on the truck, it's worth it, because now you're not having to interrupt the deal. One of them was at 350,000. We had to do a oil change on the transmission and the differential. When I talked to Phoenix, where I picked the truck up, they says, "Oh, you got 1,000 miles. You can just go ahead and get it taken care of later on." Well, that turned into a fiasco, because when I went to the shop to get it done, which my timing would have been perfect, the shop was like, "Well, you got to have an appointment." Again, this goes back to the orientation. I did not know I needed an appointment. So there was a little bit of deal. It took me a little, about 4 days to finally get into a shop to get it done. By the way, the New York shop in Syracuse, awesome. They got me right in, got it taken care of. No fuss, no muss. Gary, not so impressed with. I probably won't go back to Gary unless I absolutely have to. But yeah, I mean, so far we're on a positive track. I'm working on learning the system better to get those miles up, because I really would like to see those $2,000 to $3,000 take home weeks that I saw somebody post earlier. And Mac, when you on your you say you make best week of 3,000. Are you using the fuel card, or are you using your own fuel for that? I'm kind of curious. But yeah, if you can take home 3,000 after fuel, I would like to see those numbers. But it's just going to take time to learn the system. Mecca posted that he never made less than 1,000, and it's on one of his comments. And he made best week was 3,000 after expenses. So,
who made that comment?
Mac T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's averaging. I don't know, but he's on here. He posted it at 612.
I got you.
But he posted an average of 1,900 to 2,400. That's where I would like to be. But you can't. I don't think you can, coming in brand new, not knowing the system. I don't think you got to have realistic expectations, because it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. You can't just come in, oh, I'm going to make $2,500 my first week. Probably not. Unless things just run perfectly. But I know it's possible. So now I just got to figure out what I need to do for myself to get there.
I can
comments. I didn't have the comments for whatever reason were popping up. I'm sorry. Chris, go ahead.
So I know he said he's using the ES Advantage card that you tell us about for fuel. So that means he's paying for his fuel, or he's got the credit line side. However, I will say this: the numbers he's posting, the not making less than $1,000, which means that's a chill week, or he's probably going home maybe. But for sure, like when you're running, and I'm still in my down payment phase, so I'm still paying on my down payment. So, however, like the $1,900, that's like a consistent, and that's with loaded miles, not counting. I mean, I count the empty miles, but I'm more focused on the loaded miles. But when I run that loaded of 2,500 and like that 2,400, I ain't seeing no less than 1,900. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I might be short, like I would tell James, like $40, $70 or 2,000. But like I told him, once I finish my down payment, that's like maybe $200 some dollars, $150 a week, whichever one it is. Like once that finishes up, now when I see 1,900, I'm gonna be seeing 21, 22. You know what I'm saying? Like this past week, it was 2,300, almost 2,400. So it was a great week, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It started a little sketchy because it was short load here, short load there, short load there. Then I booked myself a nice little like 900-mile run, and boom, here we go. That set the week off, and then I did one more load. Now, I would say this for maybe some folks that don't understand the mileage pay. How I was kind of told, like when I went to Hirschbach, you get you a big load, you try to get it at the beginning of the week. And if you're not worrying about going home, then if you can get you another one and you can fit it between like that same pay period, then and get you something else, it's good. But you get you one big load, about 900, maybe 1,000 miles. Then the rest of them, 500, 600, because they go from paying $1.15, $1.19 to $1.25, $1.27, $1.35, $1.50. So when you run the less miles, your pay goes up for per mile. So you kind of like can't be stuck on, oh, I'm gonna run only 1,000-mile trips. I don't want nothing but 1,000 miles. 1,000 miles.
Well, you're going to be hard pressed to get those.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they're there, but they're not always there. And then sometimes, what if your 1,000-mile run, you got to have it for 3 days instead of 2 days? Because you should be able to run that in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So what if it tell you got to hold it for 3 days? You really don't want that low. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be looking at, okay, well, I want to try to have something to pick up this day, either drop the same day or drop the next day. Then have you something else that same day that you drop, pick up something else. You know what I'm saying? So like, the money can be made here. You just got to run. And don't let people tell you, you know what I'm saying, the clock gets in the way, because I'm here to tell you, I ran company side with CR England, and I used to be on that Georgia Pacific account, and I made good dollars. I mean, real good to be a company driver.
Yep. Right now, the miles that I'm running, I think this is actually going to be one of my best weeks at about 1,800 miles. But I've been getting a lot of short stuff, 300, 400, 500. And then there would be like a half a day wait. So things just aren't lining up yet. I think I taking into account my my truck payment, and I'm averaging right now about between 800 and 1,000 take home if I were to subtract my truck payment. So I've got some room for improvement. So that's the case. My point is, everybody starting out is going to be different. Learning curve is going to be different. So if you start out, or you might have issues. I've had some issues getting started, but just because I didn't get them resolved before I left. So if you do have those issues, don't let that discourage you. Just get them taken care of, continue to work through, continue to learn and improve the system. And the money's here. And I'm hoping that by next week we'll start seeing improvement, because to make that $3,000 a week, you definitely got to be you got to have all the cylinders running. But I'm also still using my Swift fuel card, so my settlements reflect all of my fuel
Mhm.
coming out. So until I can get off that fuel card, it's going to be harder to see that $3,000 week or so,
That's
because I'm
true.
still using the fuel card for my fuel.
So I'll say this: when I made the 2,300 this
Let me
week, there was a Swift field card. Well, I've been on. I haven't even used the ES Advantage card yet, but so you know.
let me read through some of these comments. And one other thing too, guys, one of the biggest complaints that I had since day one, and every one of the drivers that have come in
No
has said
orientation.
the same thing. Is there's no orientation.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? People keep texting me. The orientation. There's not an orientation class. Me and Mike and another guy, we're working on. We're working on a little pamphlet. We're gonna call it the cheat code. I've always talked about having the cheat code at Swift. Well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on putting phone numbers together with every contact that I've ever made and all the other guys have ever made. We're also going to put in there payroll cutoffs. We're going to put in there about the fuel card, the insurance, everything that you guys need to do to be successful. We're going to put it all in a little book, a little pamphlet. And when you come aboard, we're going to make sure you get a copy of this, whether it's going to be by email or whether you get a physical copy. You're going to get a copy. We're working on that now. Hopefully we can get that real soon, because I got two guys starting next week. And I'd like to have that for everybody. All right, so Don't Agree wants to know, do you drive a Cadillac, Chris?
Yes, sir. I got a 79 and an 86 Fleetwood Brougham, 79 Coupe de Ville, and an 86 Fleetwood Brougham.
You're kidding, man. You got what's the 79? Is it a Fleetwood?
Nah, it's a Cadillac Coupe de Ville. I'm actually doing a motor build on that one. And the 86 is getting a little makeover. So, I mean, I'm a Cadillac man. I grew up riding Cadillacs.
I like Cadillacs and I like Lincolns too, man. One of the nicest car I ever had was 93. I had a 93 town car. It was an Arnold Palmer edition, the golfer. This thing was emerald green with white leather interior, green carpet, dark green carpet. Man, it sounds gaudy, man, but the car was gorgeous. I had it about 4 or 5 years ago, and it only had like 30-something thousand original miles on it. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Mac T wants to know if I was in Dallas. No, I'm up north. I'm actually in Iowa. I've been in Minnesota, in Iowa. I'm going to be going through Chicago here. I got a load that delivers outside the Chicago area on Monday morning, and another one that picks up that goes to Pennsylvania, to Bethlehem. So that's pretty much where I'll be at by Monday, or Tuesday for Bethlehem. Michael Hyde, aren't they supposed to do 70%? So they were supposed to have done 70%, I believe, last week, but they sent a thing out saying it's going to be another couple more weeks. I know they got about, I don't know how many, don't quote me on this, 25 to 50 drivers that are testing it.
25 right
again,
now,
Michael,
is what I was told.
I'm not a big fan of that until they can prove to me that it's going to be a good thing. That open disclaimer that they give us all the time. And again, you guys, you know that I run you straight. I try to be as honest about it. When they put a disclosure out there, it's 70% of market value. Well, that makes it an advantage to Swift, and that's okay. Swift's a business; they're here to make money. But at the same time, until I can see other drivers that are doing better on that board, and again, it all depends on what the market rate is. It depends on what's going on with the spot market rates, because that's how they're going to adjust that. We don't know exactly what they're going to market off of, but right now the dollar per mile thing works for me, and I'm not going to change until I can be convinced. And I think the other guys agree with me too.
Hey, James.
Yep.
Well, this is where me and James are see things a little bit differently, because this is the first mileage lease I've ever done in the 10 years that I've leased trucks. I've always been on percent. I am a firm believer in percentage. So I have some questions when they finally are ready to tell us exactly what's going on. I have some questions about how the percentage is going to work. But if I get the answers I like, I am willing to be the group's guinea pig for the 70%, because I will, unless they tell me something I absolutely do not like, I am probably going to switch over to the 70%. I'm willing to be the group's guinea pig.
It's all good, man. It's all good. That's why, we're all different. We all like different things, man. There's no, that's when I told you this to begin with. Think about it before you do it, or watch other people do it. And that's fine if you want to be the guinea pig. That way we can all know whether it's good or not.
Well, there are some questions that they're going to have to answer for me, but if I like those answers or they're not too far out of the weeds, then I will most likely switch.
Mac T basically, I think you were reading this earlier, never made less than 1,000 after a bad week. Best week, 3,000 after expenses, average 19 to 24. So every single one of the guys that I brought over, and I try to talk to them at least once or twice a week. Me and Michael talk several times a week, and I talk to Chris quite a few times a week too. But the other guys, they kind of tend to themselves, and that's okay. But I try to call at least everybody once or twice a week to make sure things are kosher. And I've always said you can easily make 1,800 to 2,600 a week with a lease truck. And I mean, even Mac T's agreeing with, what I'm saying. And when I had a lease truck, I never had problems making, that kind of money. And, the $1,000 in a bad week, that was the week that I would win home. Like I went home last week, and even with the breakdown and stuff, with everything added in, I still did $1,000 last week. But again, that's what's to be expected. So he's giving us some hints here. Mac T says, if Swift gives you paper roads to Hazlet, Texas, don't take it. He was there 10 hours waiting to get unloaded. That's not as bad as what I had. I went to Newton, North Carolina. I think it was Newton, North Carolina, at an Amazon facility, and I put a video out about it. I was there for almost 24 hours. Now, I ended up making $400 on that deal, and I talked about it at the beginning of this video, but I will never do another Amazon load again because of that. That was the hardest thing to get taken care of. Go ahead, bud.
And don't go to the Amazon near Route to Glen, Virginia, because I've sat there, not as long as you did, but I sat there for a long time. Don't go there.
No, the only way Amazon. I'm sorry. No, the only way Amazon loads make sense is to.
Can everybody hear us okay? Because Mark Ely says he has no audio. Does everybody hear us okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, obviously they're hearing us because people are making comments. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
Okay. Army King says you used to have 20 days to find any hidden issues with a truck, the used truck. It's actually 30 days. You got 30 days to find anything wrong with the truck.
Oh, they've been charging me for repairs. So far, I've had 3 work orders that I've had to pay for.
Michael Page says non-force dispatch shouldn't have to worry about recourse. Agree? And Mac T's just singing ES Advantage card. I believe I have a link to the ES Advantage card in the descriptions too, guys. You might want to check that out. Army King says 3,000 take home. He carried a load over from the previous week. No.
No.
Now, again, it doesn't happen very often, but you can do it.
Oh, you
Sometimes
can?
it is a carryover, but you can do it. What's up,
Yeah, I
Andy?
would expect
How are you
3K take home. I would expect that to be a carryover as well.
So, Mac T, so you still have to take fuel out of the 3,000.
Yeah, they asking him a question.
Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Michael's
think he's
asking.
talking. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's
Michael's
talking
asking.
after.
Yeah.
So Chapo, what's up, Fly? This is Reese. I'll be starting. Yep, you're one of the guys that I was talking about, Chapo. He'll be starting next week, and we talked earlier, so he's ready to rock and roll. Actually we talked yesterday. He flies into Lancaster on Monday. So my darling wife says hello, Justin. So Justin actually bought my very first piece of merchandise. He bought a hat, and we got it out to him, and he's happy, and he loves the hat.
I will say this.
So like you all sound good on the YouTube. Chapo, when I was here, most of my checks were 2,000 plus highest was 3,400. Yeah, I mean you can do it. There's absolutely. I mean even using their fuel card, you could do it. It's definitely be done. You know,
Yeah, but
again, you know, I said before when I left in February of last year, my last paycheck here before I left, and I had to question myself about leaving Swift. But my last paycheck was like $4,300. Now, before everybody jumps in here, I was training at the time, and I had a student, and that was the last week of student. I had a little, I think it was a 200. I think they gave us $250 bonus. So I got the bonus and I got the miles and everything that went with it. But my last check was 4,300, and I really had to think hard about leaving that, and I ended up leaving that. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
So on that, say 3,000, like where he was talking about, you're having to push almost 3,000, 3,500 miles for that, aren't you?
Well, I mean, it just depends on which load you took. I mean, are you doing the $1.15 or are you doing the $1.35s? It just depends. Realistically, you can hit 2,900 miles and get 3,400 bucks if you do the math. I mean, and it depends on what kind of detention you got. You know, do you have any detention on there? You have stop pays because you get stop pays on some of those dedicated accounts. It just depends. Like when I did the home goods account, I got paid stop pays, and I made an extra 300-400 a week just on stop pays, and my miles were all paid. Even when I was empty, I was paid. So I was doing 25 to 3,000 miles a week, plus with the stop pay and everything with it. I was making $3,000, every bit of it. So it just depends on what account you're on and what you're doing.
I'll say this, Mike, once you get running real good, these planners, and I think, yeah, James, I think you told me this. These planners, I'm not sure. I don't know how they do it, but I can tell you this.
They keep notes on you.
Yeah, they watch how you run because when I tell you the lows that they send me, it's like, dang, like you was already thinking what I was thinking. Like I need something that's gonna drop the next day. And it's like they watch, like when you're booking your own loads, or when they see like you got a load, like you might deliver that load early or something like that, they're watching and seeing how you run. And then you tell them what you're looking for, like what you're not into, you know what I'm saying? And they take all of that into account and they remember. I guess they got to be keeping tabs on us. And I like it. You know what I'm saying? I love it because
Trust
it's
me,
like
they keep tabs on you. I promise you.
yeah, it's like, man, I can't even think of the word. I can't think of the word right now, but they trying to do what works best for you. You know what I'm saying? You tell them what you need and they do the best when it comes to a planner to provide what they got to
Oh
you
yeah,
at
I've
that
been
time.
I've been impressed with the planners so far because the week before, well, actually, last week as well, I was sitting on Monday afternoon, sitting there going, God, I really need to find a load that will deliver on Wednesday. I really need something I can deliver on Wednesday. And I'm looking through the load board trying to pick something. And it was like, I looked at the tablet and going, are you listening to me? Because it wasn't 5 minutes later after I'm sitting there going through the load board and talking to myself, I get ping, new load assignment. And it was a perfect load delivered Wednesday afternoon perfectly closed out my week. I mean, the overall miles were short, but that particular load was perfect and closed. It was like, I really expected them to try to send me something that would pick up like Tuesday morning and deliver on Thursday. But no, they sent me one delivered on Wednesday, so they know. I mean, they definitely know.
They definitely be they be looking out. They definitely do, for sure.
Yeah, I still look at the tab and going, "You guys listening to me?"
My T said, Michael, that 1 week was fuel that was already deducted before the net because I only got fuel at terminals. I use my own card or fuel at the terminals. That's it.
I've been doing a
Fuel at terminals
lot
are
of
kind of
terminal fuels.
Yeah, there are a lot of hit or miss on those. The 3,000 is not normal for me. I hope to get it again. But like they were saying, the shorter miles pay more and sometimes can't deliver early. It's if you know kind of thing on delivering her. Yep, I agree with you. I got guys calling me all the time asking me, can I deliver this early? Can I deliver that early? 99 times out of 100, I'll have an answer for that.
Well, I talked to
K.
my OOC about that. He says, in most cases, Walmart is one we obviously cannot. But he says in a lot of cases,
Walmart, Target,
yep.
Target, and there's another one too. Tractor
Costco.
Supply.
Tractor
Costco.
Supply.
Ain't Amazon one of them too?
No, you can deliver early on Amazon.
How early with Amazon?
Amazon, if it's a live load, live unload, which almost always going to be.
Oh yeah, we're dropping
They
hooks.
don't
You can
do
deliver early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't do drop with Amazon, so yeah, you need to be on time with that one too.
But
anyone know what 70% will like more or less than the current mileage pay? Don't really have an indication on that yet, Michael. We were talking about that earlier, and don't really have an answer yet. I just know that they got 25 people that's dummy testing it or whatever you want to call it, and they're supposed to get back and supposed to be ready to go in about 2 weeks, is what we were told.
And
go ahead, Mike.
Oh, and I was going to say, and with especially with James's group that we've got going on here, I will be more than happy to share my numbers with the group. I'm not going to post my settlements, but I'd be more than happy to get numbers to James and figure out how to disseminate those without giving out any personal information.
We appreciate that.
But I put out numbers. I tell people all the time, call me. I'll be more than happy to give you numbers. And every time I say that, they call me and we talk numbers over the phone, but nobody ever asks for them to be seen, which really is kind of funny to me, but whatever. Let's see here. Let me get back to some of these comments, guys. Alicio Rocha says, was thinking of doing a lease, but I averaged 18 to 22 a week as a company driver, home every weekend. Do a 34 reset out of Chicago. Yeah, you really need to think about that, Alicio, because they're, I tell you guys, 18 to 25, but if you're doing 18 to 22 as a company driver and you're home every week, I don't know if that's a good answer for you, unless you just really want to own a truck or you want to drive cross country, and it doesn't sound like you do because you're home every week. But yeah, you got a good situation, Alicio. I don't know if I would do that. Just my opinion. If I had that in Florida, I would do it.
I was going to say, if I had something like that wasn't refrigeration out of Amarillo, I would probably stay on that. I came really close. I was grossing $1,500 on doing intermodal, and I had to think really hard about doing that because $1,500 gross as a company driver was really good too. But I have other reasons for leasing other than just money.
Sorry, guys, I got cold. I had to roll up some windows.
That's right. The temp's dropping there, huh?
Buddy, when it drops below 70, I've got a jacket on. So that's just a part of the thing of living in Florida. So Army King says, where in Iowa? I'm in Dubuque, or whatever the freak the name of that city is. Right outside of Dubuque. I'm 7 miles west. Dubuque, is that what it is? It sounds like do you puke is what it sounds like. Do you puke? That's what it sounds like. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm about 7 miles or so west of that, at a little bitty tiny truck stop. It's actually a nice truck stop, and they got a Dairy Queen here and everything.
Oh, I know where
Unfortunately,
you're at.
I didn't get any Dairy Queen though. Ghost driver, stay company if you're making that kind of money as a company driver. Yep, agree. Uh, so
I agree
Mikey,
too.
agree with you. He says he's going to switch over to percentage pay. I'm going to watch it for a while before I make any decisions. Now, here's the thing, guys. If the spot market goes up next year, which we're all kind of somewhat predicting that we think we're going to get a surge in that and it's going to go up, if that happens, all of us need to go to the percentage pay because it will
That's
make
true.
total sense.
Well, here's what I'm looking at on that. If we can get real numbers and if we can make it work because this trucking economy right now is the worst it's ever been. It's even worse than it was back in 2010, and it was pretty bad when I first started. This is the
I was
worst
going
we've
to say,
ever
I
seen.
disagree with you on that. 22 and 23 was worse.
Oh yeah, 22, yeah, COVID, coming out of COVID. I can't disagree with that. But if we can make it in this market on percentage, then then we know it's going to work because as the market goes up, it's just going to get better. But if we can figure out that yes, it can work, because it's eventually going to go up, especially if they get rid of. No, I'm not even going to get into that. If we can get the rates to go up, obviously you're gonna be able to make it, but they're gonna come back down too. It's a roller coaster. They're always going up
Mhm.
and they're always coming down. I want to know that it's going to work in a down market so that when it crashes again, I know I'm going to be okay.
Now that makes sense, Mike. And
That makes
that's
total
why
sense.
yeah, that's what I be telling my buddies, you know what I'm saying? Like even when I was running low pay with SFI and Snyder, is like, I mean, it's not that I wasn't making what I wanted to make because it just and maybe I'm not gonna say it was them. We all know the market is down, right? So that's what we're dealing with right now.
Yes.
So like he say, and I was making it, I was making the money, I was paying my expenses, and I was still bringing home money. No less than $1,000, I was still bringing home money. I had my goals of what I wanted to make, but it was just hard to reach them because of what's going on with the industry itself. But like he say, when you got your numbers done and all your numbers is for a bad day, not a good day, right? So you make sure when you do your numbers high. So when you're looking at the market itself, whether it's good or it's bad, either way you're gonna profit at the end of the day. So like he say, if we can make it at this, when it does get good, that don't mean go spend all the funds, but at least you know that you're gonna be making a whole lot more than what you made in the previous market when it wasn't as
Yep.
good. So, and James
Hey,
said the same thing, we're
this
hoping for
mic
something to
better
change.
now? Let me know if this mic sounds better, guys.
I,
I've been able to hear you.
Okay.
I've been able
Army,
to hear you fine, but I think we're in the room together, so that might make a difference.
Probably so.
Army says it doesn't sound like a true percentage pay, but more like SNI's all in. It is. That's exactly what it's going to be.
It's what
So
it
if the
is.
low
Yeah,
says
it's
pay $1,500, $1,500, and it's you take it or leave it type situation. That's exactly how it's going to be.
and that's the reason I'm not scared of it because I know I've been on the SNI all in lease. I know exactly how it works, and we're 5% higher, and they use the same. I don't know if it's the exact same formula, but it's very similar formula to what Swift's going to use. So I'm anticipating similar rates to what what we're getting over at Schneider. I have a friend of mine who's over there right now, and right now everybody in fact, I just watched a guy turn his truck in today. He's only been driving. He got his first settlement check today, and he turned his truck in. Only made with one payment, and it's not just Swift that's not seeing loads in the Midwest. Schneider is seeing it too. We are in the worst freight recession that I've ever seen. And we're not the only ones seeing low to no loads in the central Midwest, which is the last place I would ever have thought to see a low freight volume.
So the wife just said the microphone sounds like shit. We're going to have to work with it, guys, because must be the internet up here in Upuke, Iowa. So Mac T says it wouldn't have been 3K, but I was able to squeeze a Florida load in late on Wednesday. It was a drop and leave. The bills were Bill's deal. Okay. Then immediately got a pallet load to start. You know what? That's exactly what I got, was a pallet load picking up in, God, I don't even remember which Walmart that was. Oh, hell. What? I don't even remember. That was a Walmart. Oh, Arcadia, Florida. Arcadia, Florida, all the way up to, they got it in Mac T. They got a new pallet place up there in right outside of Atlanta too. Now I thought it was so really easy to get in and get out of that place. I did one of those last week. There's Techno. He was supposed to be on here tonight, but he wasn't able to make it. He says you can get 32 to 34 pretty easy as long as you make around 2,600 miles, because you also get a fuel surcharge on loaded miles. Well, I think he's kind of reversing that around a little bit. 2,600 miles for 32 to 3,400 dollars, maybe. I don't know. Now his situation is a little bit different, just like mine, because he owns his truck too, so he doesn't have that lease payment.
Oh, that makes all the difference in the world. Yeah. Oh, there! I remember what I was going to.
Go ahead.
I was something I wanted to add to my entry is Swift. I was very impressed with the system yesterday. I had a load that it was late load. It was supposed to be preloaded. Got there, it turned into a 6-hour live load. Didn't get out of there till 3 o'clock. I was supposed to deliver at 11:15 yesterday. I immediately, before I even left, sent in a macro stating, "Hey, I cannot make 11:15. This is my projected ETA." And I got a message back from CSR saying, just go ahead and take it over, see if they'll work you in. This is kind of a criticism and a good thing. But when I got there, they're like, no, we stopped receiving at 1:30. CSR should have known that, and the load should have been T-called on my way through Detroit to Battle Creek. But when I got there, they couldn't unload it. They said, well, CSR sent me a message saying new appointment set for Tuesday. Well, as soon as I got that, I got on the phone with my OOC and told him what was going on. I honestly thought I was going to have to sit on the load until Tuesday. I know with Schneider I would have. And he was like, oh, hell no. And he immediately started getting the ball rolling. He got his manager involved. And by 5 o'clock, I had a T-call order to bring it back to Detroit. And I got paid the extra miles to bring it back to Detroit. And my OOC says, even if it was your fault, we are not going to make you sit on a load for 4 or 5 days because you couldn't get it delivered. And they were very proactive. To me, it seemed like it took forever just because I didn't know, but it was only about 2.5 hours before they got everything lined up and told me to head to Detroit. So if you run into a situation, make sure you communicate what's going on and make sure you send in your running late macros as early as possible, because the earlier you let them know, then they can't come back later and says, well, you didn't tell us, we didn't know. So as soon as you know, or even if you suspect you're going to be running behind for some reason. In fact, I had one the other day. There was an accident. Traffic was stopped. I sent a macro in because I didn't know. But notify them immediately if you have any inclination you're going to be running late. Send that Mac 22 in, because once you notify them, then it's up to them to take the appropriate actions to either get that load relayed, T-called, or whatever.
All right, let me catch up on some of these comments. We're backed up. Mac T says, yes, it was like 2,800 miles, but I forgot I had a multi-stop Hobby Lobby, and they gave me a short run. Then I booked a 1,000-mile run after that, and then they gave me a couple short ones. So the Hobby Lobbies, man, if you guys ever get a chance to do those loads, they usually are at least 2 to 3 stops. They are awesome, dude. Hobby Lobby is always an easy run to do. They're always out of Oklahoma City, and because that's where they're based out of, and you literally go anywhere in the country with those loads. Grab those when you see them. Seriously,
Okay.
they're good loads. What's up? Glad we got audio. Okay, so we got audio. Okay, good deal, Mark. Appreciate it, buddy. And Mark says, seeing a lot of 2.99 pump price on the road. Yeah, I've not run into 299. Well, you know what? I take that back. I got a 297 the other day in Tennessee. That's the cheapest I've seen in a long time.
Tennessee is really good right now.
Hey, look, I've seen 289.
Yeah. You get down into Texas, you get some 250 and 260.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Michael Page says, "How much is a new Volvo? Is it titled in your name from day one, or do you?" No, it's not going to be in your name, Michael. It'll still be in Swift's name. It'll be leased to you, and the payments on the Volvo, I believe, are $700 a week. I don't know what the total price is or anything like that, but it's $700 a week. The only truck that's more expensive, and it's $715 for a Peterbilt, if you can get a Peterbilt. Mark Ely says he got $7,500 from Ontario, California, Macon, Georgia. That's pretty good. That's really good. Do the Volvos have EP? So the new Volvos, the 20. So for some reason in 25 they decided to do a model change year. So some 25s are going to be the old body style. Some 25s are going to be the new body styles. But after that, after the new body style, they all have EPUs on them now because they come standard with EPUs. We lost Mike for some reason. All of them are going to come with EPUs. And there's my buddy Flying Patty, just moved to Phoenix area. Have you any insight with freight volume here with Swift? I am still with the Pumpkin. So Flying Patty, that's funny that you asked because Michelle was on here a couple weeks back, and they are looking for a lot of people in the Phoenix area because we just picked up a contract. I can say it because I don't work for Swift. It's Kroger. And it's a good dedicated account. I don't know anything about money, but if you have questions, you can call Michelle. Her number's running down at the bottom. Give her a ring. She can give you all the details on that. But Phoenix is a great place to be in that area because that's where the headquarters are. You will always have loads out of Phoenix. Always. The Hy-Vee. What happened to Mike? He's telling me something. Hold on. That his internet went off. The truck started and the internet cut off. He'll call back. The Hy-Vee DC in Charleston, Iowa has overnight parking and the driver lounge has a shower. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I've never been there before. I'll have to check for that one. Thanks for the info. The wife says, Mike, she loves your headset, Mike. Tell my husband to upgrade please. Drives me nuts. So I got 2 decent headsets. I hate wearing a headset when I'm doing this, but I'll switch over to headset next time. Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about this. And by the way, Nicole, this is the microphone that you bought me. It should be working very well. You know what? Speaking of which, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Let me see if it's even hooked up.
All right.
I bet you it's not even hooked up.
Yeah, my truck started and cut my internet off. So I'm actually looking at getting one of those I don't know what they're called, basically solar generators, and running my hotel load off of the solar generator. So I'll quit losing my inverter because every time my truck starts, it cuts my inverter off.
All right, how's it sound now, guys?
Oh.
Does it sound?
Oh,
I think I just lost my ears. I think they just blew them out.
Okay. All right. I hope that helps you, Nicole. Can you hear me now with this high-dollar microphone that you bought me? Hopefully that works.
I turned them down now. I got them turned way up. Now I need to see if I can turn them down.
Hey,
So
Mike.
Mac T. Okay. Go ahead.
Mike, what internet do you use?
I use T-Mobile Home Internet.
Yep. Everybody's on it now. Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta get it. I gotta get me some.
Theoretically, we're not supposed to be using it for this,
Mhm.
but I have been using it now 3 years, and they've yet to take it away from me.
Same here. Now, from what I understand, it's more money now. It's like over $100 now. When we got it,
no,
mine's only like $45 a month.
I'm paying $50 or $55 a month.
You got the white box,
My
right?
No, I've got the black box.
I got the black one. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. The new one is different, and the price is different. And if they catch you not using it at home, they will cut you off on the new one. The guys that are grandfathered in with the black one, like us, they're not messing with us. So if I was you, I'd look at Verizon or even AT&T because they have home internet now too. And I don't think they do that. But for whatever reason, T-Mobile's starting to do it.
But T-Mobile, as far as over the road goes, especially for 5G, T-Mobile has been the best, at least for me, internet anybody has. I have a lot of issues with Verizon and AT&T. For some reason, I just seem to have a lot more dead zones than I do with I very seldom do I have an issue with T-Mobile. But if they take this away from me, then I will go get a business account or a business T-Mobile line, and you can get unlimited tethering on the business line for your phone.
Okay. I don't think we're going to have that problem, but if it does, I'm going to go Starlink, I believe. So Mike T says Arcadia. That's it, Arcadia. So Mark says he was in Olathe, Kansas about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He was doing local work, crushed it. Did like 30 loads at 500 a piece. Yeah, I was in Olathe, Kansas about 2 to 3 weeks ago too. I went to, God, I don't even remember where I went now, to be honest with you. So Mr. Cadillac King and things posting while you're on the YouTube here with us. I'm ready to see these settlements with no down payment, and when I start using the ES Advantage fuel card, I'm definitely saving money having my own insurance through the place. Rabbit told us. Appreciate that, man. And you will see a little bit of difference. How much is your insurance now, Chris? 200 a week or so?
No, it's less than that. It's
like you got the MRP truck, right?
Nah, I got a 2025.
Okay.
It's like 142 or something like that. 142, 145 is what I pay every week.
So you'll save about $100 to $200 a month by switching, is what you'll save. Mm-hmm. Just remember, you won't be able to train if you do that, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Training's something I've never had an interest in. I just don't think I can handle somebody else in this little truck with me.
So Mr. Cadillac King and things about we got
those,
Alaska. Huh?
It split those comments up, I believe.
Yeah. So Alaska Hall is on here. Yes, I heard you making fun of us with me, my recruiting on another channel. I'm not going to mention any names or anything, and that's okay. That's fine. But I won't have a collab with Truckers Coach. That's not going to happen. That's not me. Not going to mention any names, and I'm not getting into the drama, Alaska. So please don't start it here because that's not what I'm wanting to do. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
Don't bring that here.
I subscribe to your channel, buddy. I didn't even know you had a channel. I'll join your channel too.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't know you had either. Yeah, can you link your channel?
Well, if you would have told me that, we could have broadcast live from your channel too, brother.
Oh, see, I didn't know. You got to teach me something.
Yeah, well, we'll do it next time, brother. We'll do it next time.
All right.
So the wife was saying, hello, Alaska. And Alaska, that's, it's no big deal, man. I don't mind you coming in here and doing that. Just be respectful. I'm not here to do any drama with anybody. That's why I don't bring any of the negative shit up that the other channels bring up anymore. I just ignore it. I'm well past that and moving on. Mark Ely, that was part of you picked up in Ontario to Macon. Was that a part of your pickup? Okay. I'm paying less for a newer 25 than I was in a 2020. Absolutely, man. Mark says, I wasn't in value It was safe in a woman's purses. Oh, you were doing a high value is what you were doing. Hermes bikini purses. Hermes bikini purses. I have no fucking clue what that even is.
Me
Me
either.
Hey, Flying Patty, anything for you, buddy. I appreciate you coming in. You got questions, man, don't hesitate to call me too, buddy. I'll be more than happy to help out. Isn't there a grocery store DC next to the Phoenix terminal Swift pulls out of? You know, I don't know, Mac T, to be honest with you. If it is, it's probably Kroger, because Kroger, I don't know if you guys know this, but Kroger's buying everything right now. They're buying every grocery store.
Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure there is one right there just around the corner, not too far from the terminal. But it's all refrigeration. You're only going to get refrigeration in and out of there.
All right, guys, hold on a second. I lost y'all. Bear with me a second. Where did you guys go? Where did you guys go? Shit. Where did you guys go? You guys see me okay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know we're in the same thing.
There we go.
We can see you.
There we go. I lost y'all for a second. All right, so Mac T says, "Oh, okay. My last company job, I had the same run, but it was paint." Okay. Army Kane says, "Mike, your inverter cuts off because your batteries are weak." Yeah, mine does the same thing too, and I know that. I know why it does that. Speaking of which, Army Kane, when you coming? Are you ever going to come over? Or are you still trying to think things out? James is like the guy from Sprint. Can you hear me now? Absolutely, man. You know, guy, man. You know that? Let's see. He was Verizon. So who does? There's all kinds of people doing Verizon shit now. Shit, I even saw Lindsay Lohan doing a Verizon commercial the other day talking about her being a mom. I had no idea she was even a mom now. Did you all? Last time I heard, she was a drug addict. And she don't look like the same person either. So, of course, the wife says the wife is always right.
You just got to let them think that.
Yeah. That's why you're divorced.
Yes. More than likely.
Mm-hmm. Alfredo says, "Good afternoon. I'm picking up my new lease truck on Monday." Well, congratulations, Alfredo.
Congratulations.
Coming to Swift, I hope. That's what I have. T-Mobile switched over from Verizon. Okay. Home internet, he says. Okay. Army Kane, I will get them checked next time in the shop. Going into winter, I don't want weak batteries. So I'm in a rental truck, so I'm not too worried about that for me.
Yeah, but if you have to have maintenance done on that truck, you don't pay. Do you pay for it or not?
Nope. I don't have to pay shit.
Then no, you're not gonna buy that. You're gonna get a Kenworth, right?
That's what I want. That's my plan.
Okay.
What is everyone doing for health insurance? Well, there's a lot of options for health insurance, and there's no option. I mean, there's no good feasible option here that I know of. There's obviously you can do some of the Obamacare and some of the other stuff, but I haven't found a good option yet, to be flat honest with you, that's reasonable. So I have nothing. Well, Mr. Cadillac put his YouTube channel up. I was going to ask you to do that. You have life insurance and health insurance, United Health, and Golden Rule. My life insurance is National Life. I have a guy that I squared away if you need anything. I might have to get with you on that, buddy.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I talked to him. Matter of fact, I talked to him the other day. He's a good guy. He's actually out of Florida. He lives in Florida.
What do you pay on it? Don't mind me asking.
My life insurance is a whole life policy, so it earns cash value. I pay like $90 on that a month. And my health insurance is $65, I believe, a month. Okay. And it's got low co-pays. It's got the discounts with the medications and stuff like that. It works for me.
Well, you might need to give me his number, and I'll call him next week.
I got you.
I know
I got you.
we're heavily shopping.
I got
Yeah,
you.
I'm already subscribed to Chris. I've actually seen some of his videos. So yeah, I'm already a subscriber for you.
Appreciate it.
Mac T says, I think the maintenance included in the rental fee. Yep. You guys like running down in Florida? I love it down here. I love running Florida. If I could stay in Florida and never leave it, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would.
They just need more freight.
Yes. I used to have a run until intermodal Schneider went to intermodal. I used to run California to Texas, and I pick up a load in Texas and then run it to Florida. And I just ran that I-20, I-40 corridor just back and forth as hard as I could run it back in the day.
Chris, where do you live at?
Out of Sanford, North Carolina.
Where's it called? What city?
Sanford, North Carolina, near Fayetteville, North
Where's
Carolina.
that at? Okay. Is that on the east side or west side? I can't remember. Of the state.
That's the west.
Is it on Charlotte or Raleigh?
It's going towards Raleigh.
Okay, so you're on the west, eastern side then. Okay.
Yeah.
I might have a dedicated account if you're interested. Call me tomorrow and I'll tell you about it.
Okay, because remember you gave me the numbers, right?
Yep.
So they told me they ain't have anything.
Don't say them out loud, but go ahead. They told you what?
Yeah, they told me they ain't have anything. But
I talked to a guy the other day.
Yeah, we could talk tomorrow.
Just get with me. Yeah, we'll talk. The only reason I don't want to talk about it, I don't really like talking customers on here unless it's Amazon or something like that.
Right.
And also, if anybody out here is listening, then if they find out they'll take your position that you want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Brandon says everything out of here is reefer. Everything out of
Pretty
where
much.
is reefer?
Florida.
Oh, Florida? Yeah. So Mark says, I just passed up a Plainfield, Indiana to Miami, Florida, 3,800. Wow, that's a good deal. Mark, I tell you what, man, you're doing that DB Schenker USA truck stuff, man. You're running into some good stuff there. Okay, so it's about Fort Bragg is what he's telling me. I got you. Army Kane's an ex-Army guy, obviously. Go ahead.
So I had a buddy that, I ain't gonna say I had a buddy. We talk almost every day. He was telling me about that DB Schenker. I might have just screwed the name. But however, this guy, Mark, nice to meet you, bud. However, is it good over there? Because he wants to kind of get off the company side, and he kind of want to be able to, be able to still kind of be home, but still make pretty good money. And he really hasn't ran into anybody that's actually on that. And he's trying to figure out, is it good there? You know what I'm saying? Is the trucks good? Like, as far as like selection of trucks, you know what I'm saying? Like, are there good trucks? They ain't got to be perfect, but are there good trucks that you can make money in?
What's he want to be, company or owner operator?
Well, he wants to be owner operator. He don't mind being company, but he wants to go back to where he's not making as much money as company. So he's kind of leaning back towards coming back on operator side. And that's one lease program that he was thinking about doing, but he hadn't really, ran into anybody that's actually been doing it. Mark is the first person ran into.
We talk tomorrow. I'll give you some information about them. I ran with them for a while. Mark does really well there. I wasn't too fortunate enough to run very well. And again, I worked over there when the market was really bad though too. But I'll give you all the details on truck. Huh?
That was DB
Schenker, yeah. It's actually USA Truck. They bought USA Truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get on their
Mark
pods
said,
account. I love pods.
Is there a way to get the insurance your guy on? So you want the insurance guy on the live? Maybe you know what? Maybe we can put him on the live if you want to talk to him. We'll talk about that tomorrow too, okay? Chris?
All right, I got you.
Your insurance guy. We'll talk more about that. That's actually a good idea, Mark.
Hey,
Can you
know
do
what's
reefer
crazy?
with lease or just dry? You can do a lease with reefer.
They don't have a load board though yet, do they?
Actually, they're integrating a load boards from what I was told.
Does that mean we'll be
Yeah.
able to pick reefer loads?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's still too
That'd be
early. But I
interesting.
heard that reefer's getting their own load boards. What I heard.
That's
Yeah,
what I
that
heard.
would-
Is it was going to be separate. That's what I understood. Is it was going to be a separate board.
So what was you going to say, Chris?
I know my insurance guy, he's actually working on some things for truckers, insurance, health, and life. So yeah, we definitely gonna try to see if we can set something up.
We'll get him on the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
So Jonah
program.
Jonah says he's coming back to Swift when his truck's paid off. And Mark Ely says, to be honest, don't lease right now here. I know self-dispatch. So he says he's good. Okay. I'm pretty good at dispatch too. I think I could probably, if needed to be, I could go back to USA Truck and self-dispatch myself and do good. But
I didn't know USA
I'm not going
had a
anywhere.
self-dispatch.
Well, it's just like Schneider. They have a load board and everything. Their load board is almost identical to Schneider's.
Is it spot market or is it that all in?
It's contract all in, but you got to do the math to figure the 25% or 20% or whatever it is that they make over there. That's the only thing. Schneider, the price is there, the price is it. But them and JB Hunt, you got to do the math.
Okay.
Mike, was you going to say something, bud?
No, you covered it.
Okay.
Pull up IBA's comment.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next here. IBA says, how's everything looking over there at Swift for owners? Again, I mean, I've always said $1,800, $2,500 a week if you have a lease truck. I mean, depending on if how many miles you run, terrain you run, fuel you spend, how you buy your fuel. But if you do everything the right way, I mean, it's not hard to do that $2,500 a week. Not hard at all.
Yeah, fuel is your biggest challenge. I think where I screwed up this week, I think I screwed up on my fuel purchase this week. I'll know more towards the end of it, but I think I may have screwed up on my fuel purchase this week.
Hey, Mike, I did that like a week ago, and I had a smashing week. And I'm going to tell you, I had a load going to Wisconsin. It was going to end the week. I was not thinking I filled my fuel tank. And after I thought about it, I was like, oh, man. I mean, it was still a good week when the settlement came in, but I knew, like, had I not done that, man, shoot, it would have been a smashing week.
That's why I want to get to where I can use my own fuel card like ES, or I have another one I'm looking at too. I'm not going to get into that. But there is using your own fuel card. Then it doesn't matter when you buy fuel. You can then concentrate on buying fuel at the best price. So if you're like on Thursday and you happen to be going through Tennessee where it makes sense to fill that truck up, you can do that without having to worry about wiping out a settlement.
That's true. That's true.
So Mark says his last 4 settlements were $11K in net settlements on 7,800 miles. That's pretty good. So a couple questions here. Chapo says, Fly, do you know if I can get access? You'll get access to the load board immediately. That's why I was going to get with you, Chapo, when you come in on Monday. Make sure you call me, because what we're going to do, since you're going to Lancaster, we're going to find you at least 2 decent loads there in Texas that we can get you paid on immediately, because that's my goal is to since you're coming in on a Monday, I want to make sure you get paid, at least, $500 to $1,000 once your bills are paid. So get with me, man. We'll get you paid.
You'll have access to load board within 3 hours of signing the contract.
Yep. Fine, Patty. Can you use your own fuel card at Swift? Are you using that? Yep, you sure can. We all try to use the ES Advantage when we have it funded. But yes, you can. You can run your own fuel card. You just get at the beginning of the month, somewhere around the 2nd or 3rd, you'll get a message that says, "Hey guys, you have any outside fuel purchases? Please send in the PDFs." And
I did not see a message this month
because you haven't been here long enough yet. You will next month.
Okay.
But anyway, anyway, you just have to send that PDF file in with your fuel purchases. Now, unless it's changed, I had the message this week, unless it's changed, but that's what you do. I save a lot of DEF buying at QT and Smart. Buddy, that's all I do is buy at QTs and Sheets and, Circle Ks and places like that. And that's the same thing with DEF, too. Usually DEF is the cheapest at QT. By the way,
I got some DEF for $1.99 at a Sheets like a week ago.
Yep. Also on DEF.
Which one was it? Remember?
No, I don't remember. I think I was in VA somewhere up in the mountains, I believe. Okay. I think so.
What, Michael?
Also watch the terminals. I was at Syracuse, and they had free DEF. I don't know how many terminals have that, but they have a DEF pump right there. There's no, you just turn it on, fill it up. It's sitting right there at line 1.
That's don't. They have to go back and edit this video. There's a sign-in sheet there. You got to sign the sheet that tells you how much DEF you got. You'll get away with it this time, man. But I know you didn't know, but it ain't free, buddy. But there's there's a log. There's somebody taking the log or something. There's a log there. You write your thing down and how many gallons you got. There's a camera right there that watches.
I walked in and asked them to confirm if we could get DEF, and I was owner operator. They said they didn't say anything.
Yeah, you sure can, but you got to pay for it.
They really need to tell us these things.
Buddy, that reminds me of what I told you about my wife at the beginning. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Right.
Can I get some of that DEF? Yeah, you sure can, but you got to pay for it.
Well, I might need to call Syracuse terminal then.
Again, like I always say, because things do happen, unless that's changed. But I don't think that it has. Swift don't give nothing away for free except for. Speaking of which, make sure any of you Swift guys that are on here, make sure that you call your OOC or whoever, and make sure you get a package together for the Driver Appreciation Week. They're giving away a real nice duffel bag this year. And to be honest with you, that duffel bag, it looks kind of like a Yeti in a roundabout way. It's got a compartment on it that you can put sodas and ice in it and stuff. And I guarantee you the bag's at least $100 bag this year. But every year, 2 times a year, they have Driver Appreciation. They always give out swag every year. Swift is not allergic with giving out swag. Matter of fact, if your OOC is a good guy like mine is, he'll have it put up with your name already on it. You won't even have to call him.
Well, that's a surprise. Surprised that when we signed our lease, we didn't get at least a pen or a T-shirt or something.
Who was your person? Did you use Michelle?
Yeah.
Just call Michelle. She'll put a bag together for you. You're supposed to. Or if you ever go to Greer, ask her for one. Did you get one, Chris?
No. And guess what? I saw him the other day, and I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow.
Who's that? Your guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow.
Who is your guy?
I got Chris Shell.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow.
Well, Chris Shell isn't the one that you get your original swag bag from. You get your swag bag from Michelle.
Oh, she was there. She was there the other day too.
I'll send her.
She was your person who signed up with, right?
Yep. I'm gonna have to holler at her then.
Okay. She's the one that you're going to get your swag bag from. Now, when Driver Appreciation comes in 2 weeks, you get with Chris Shell, and he'll have something together for you.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna have to email Michelle, and I'm gonna ask her. I was like, "Where's my swag bag? I didn't get one."
So let me get to these comments because I think Mike T's got something about your free DEF. So bear with me. Mark says he gets blue DEF for $2.99 in Oklahoma City. Mike T says, I always put a half a quarter tank of fuel so that when I go to a cheap terminal, I can fill up there, have enough fuel to get into the high price area and get out. Okay. Oh, snap, Mike. Oh man.
Hey, I did
Keep
talk
the
to them
RPM
before I pumped that fuel.
Keep the RPMs down and your DEF usage will come down. I am at an average of 233 miles per gallon on DEF. Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. I was always the same way. I could go almost 2 weeks on a tank of DEF. Almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Keep your RPMs down. And not only do you save on DEF, but it saves on your DEF system too. It doesn't burn as much either. The last time I came here, my recruiter is Addison, but I picked up my truck in Greer. Michelle gave me, Michelle, she loves giving away the swag. I wasn't sure if I get another swag bag. Oh man. You guys all got the trucks from Swift or from the outside. So we all got trucks from Swift, but I actually have my own truck, but I'm in a rental truck because my truck is down. Don't know what the fate of that truck's going to be yet, but the other two guys, they have leased trucks.
Take it out
I
back.
think that's what you're trying to ask. Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to ask. Mike picked up his truck in Phoenix, so he didn't see Michelle. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, but he needs to go in and see Michelle. Mac T says, put that a half a quarter tank on empty call so the terminal lets you know if you need to. Oh, man. Well, I think, guys, we're running at an hour and a half. I think we've had a pretty decent live tonight. If anybody's got any comments, let's throw them up. We'll do some closing comments here. We'll start off with you, Mike. You got anything you want to talk about or you want to add or any, pluses, advantages, wins, whatever you want to talk about?
No, unless anybody has a specific question, I think we've covered it. I can't really think of anything else at the moment.
Okay. Chris,
Yeah, Nicole's probably right. I got free death. No swag for me.
No, yeah, you pumped your swag, but your swag is burning in the fuel tank.
I'll take it.
I mean, only thing I would say is this, y'all. Anybody that is thinking about coming over here, James is a great contact.
Yes.
As they would say, keep your doors shut and your wheels turning. Because if you can do that, the money is to be made. Don't worry about being on a bad list for rejecting the loads. You heard what Mike said. One comes in, you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Another one gonna come in. Speak to the people that you're gonna be working with every day. You know what I'm saying? That's your planner and your DM. You know what I'm saying? They do what they do, but as far as when it comes to those loads, when you're out away from your home terminal, those planners, when you can't find it on that load board, are like your best friend. So it's like, let them know what you're looking for. But as far as that, come on over. We'll be more welcome to have you.
So Maxie says, hey, Rabbit, I know Austin's happy. Ohio State is rolling. Yeah, they're playing Grambling, buddy. Ohio State's ranked number 1, and Grambling, I don't even know if they're even ranked. So, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, the game to watch today, and I'm looking at it right now, it's in the fourth quarter, 3:29 left, is University of South Florida and Florida, 15-16, and Florida's got a 1-point lead. I made a prediction before this game even came on because Florida was favored like 30-something points. I don't know if you knew this or not. And they got them to 1 point, brother. And they have the ball. If South Florida wins this game, that would be awesome. I'm trying to find the Ohio State score. What is the Ohio State score? I'm trying to find it. They must have already won and it ended. Huh. I don't see it. Anyway, guys, let me read these last comments and we'll cut her loose. Flying Patty says, who is better? Either communication, Swift or Schneider, and whose technology is better? Wow. Communication definitely is better at Swift. I got to say both of them, to be honest with you, Flying Patty, because honestly, I've never had any problems at all with the technology here at all. I love Swift's ELD their point system. When it works, it's working great. Doesn't go down very often. Unfortunately, it does go down like any system does. But when it's working, it's spotless. Swift doesn't do anything half-assed. That's why the load board took 2 or 3 years to get it all together. They had several different technology companies that came in to work on that app for the load board. And I know they fired at least 2 companies that just wasn't getting it or wasn't doing it right or whatever the situation was, because I followed that the whole time I was here, because they were supposed to have had that load board ready in summer of 22, and they didn't even actually bring it out until about a year ago. So if that tells you anything, they don't half-ass anything when it comes to their technology. I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, I have something.
That's
on
my
that,
opinion.
James,
Go
I have
ahead.
something on that.
Go ahead.
Now, Schneider has changed their communication policies. So here is, you can actually talk to people here. Schneider, you are not allowed to call in anymore. Everything is done through their messaging system. So if you need to send a message to your BOL, you have to send a message. If you need to send a message, everything is done by messages. You cannot call. Well, you can call and talk to your BOL, and that is about it. But 9 times out of 10, the first thing he's going to tell you is, "Did you send in a message?" And so they don't want to talk to you anymore. It's all done through messaging. Here, you can call, you can talk to people. Hey, I'm having an issue, and you're treated here as a professional. You're hired as a professional. They're expecting you to be a professional. Schneider is going in the opposite direction. Schneider is adding inboard dash cameras this month on company drivers. Right now, they're saying it's not going to be on owner operators, but there's a specific word in there, "at this time." They say at this time, owner ops are not required to have inboard cameras. That tells me that it could be coming in the future. So Schneider is going backwards, in my opinion.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna add a caveat to that too. He's right, 100%. You will talk to a person. I ran into a situation the other night. Now, granted, it was a Saturday night, late at night, actually early in the morning. I was the 15th caller in line. Now, it took about 30 minutes for them to get a hold of me in that situation, but still, I got to talk to somebody eventually. Again, every company is trying to downsize, and that's what I'll say with that. But communication's a lot better here.
Oh, yeah.
If that's what you're asking, Flag Daddy, it looks like that was your major concern, was the communication, because you know that. Here at Swift, they will treat you like an owner op. They will treat you like an owner op. If you like to screw around, they won't book loads to you, and if you run, they will work with you. Absolutely, 100%. And that's what Mike talked about at the very beginning. If they get a line of how you like to run, then they're going to work you. I think you talked about it, Chris. Once they figure out you run, they'll run you. Matter of fact, they'll run you to death. And that's what Techno's going through right now. They're giving him loads that he couldn't even accomplish if he wanted to, even bootleg. He had a load the other day that they gave him. They wanted him to be somewhere in like 2 hours, and it was literally, 500 miles away, and they wanted to be there in 2 hours. And he asked him, "How do you expect me to do this?" And they're loading him up, with a lot of crap like that, is what he told me. Mac T says you have to be proactive to stay moving or willing. I've always said that if you don't call these planners and make contact with them, you're not going to get anywhere, and you will fail. Period. Go ahead, Chris.
So I'm gonna tell y'all this, for any of our guys that's on here, people that's thinking about it. I'm gonna tell you what I do. Okay, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. They're gonna ask you when you're gonna be there. Sometimes I put it an hour or so, or 30 minutes when I know I'm gonna be there before or have vacation. However, this is what I do with the planners. If I'm stopping to get fuel or something like that, when I get a chance, I'm gonna let them know. They know where you're going. I'm gonna be here at this time. I'm gonna drop this load at this time. Is there anything in this area or around this state that I'm in? Like, because when the thing about it, like James told me, sometimes you got to know how to play the system. So you're gonna get these empty miles. They're gonna feed you and they're gonna pay for it. So if you see something, you like, dang, that's a little ways away. hey, look, I'm gonna be in this area at this time. Is there anything around where I'm gonna be, or in the state, or around the state, that's gonna be available at this time or a little after? And I'm gonna tell you this, that has worked for me so many times. Before I even drop my load, I'm 30 minutes out, I'm an hour out, I'm 5 hours out. Here comes the next load. And it's waiting on me. Whenever I stop to look at it, they're not gonna snatch it in an hour or two. It's gonna sit there because they need to know whether you want it or you don't want it. So you don't have to worry about rushing and pulling over and stuff like that. It's gonna be there waiting on you the next time or the chance you get that you can pull over and look at it and say, hey, I like this, or I want to look at the load board and see what's available. And then you make your choice. So talking to them planners and keeping them, in the cahoots about where you're at, when you're gonna be there. I mean, they got your ETA, they got your PTA, but still let them know, send them a message. Hey, look, I'm looking for this. I'm gonna be there at this time. And guess what? They're gonna send you a message either 2 or 3 minutes later, maybe 5 minutes later. I'm on it. Give me a second.
So here's some advice. Here's some advice for you two guys when you all go get your swag bags. When y'all talk to Michelle, make sure you tell her to go to Clemson. She will give you the bag. So what you want to do is, she's a big time Clemson fan. Okay, just make sure you do that. It's a joke. She's actually a South Carolina fan, guys. He's trying to get y'all screwed up. Don't do it. Don't do it. She's a Gamecocks fan, big time. And the wife says Jonah. She knew he was messing with her. Let's get these last couple comments here, Mike, and then I'll let you say something. What's the money difference between training and running solo? It depends on how you want to run. If you want to run it as the first week, you can't run it as a team truck. Once that person gets a week on them, I think it's 60 hours. Once you get 60 hours, then you can run it as a team if you want to. If you do it as a team, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, 5, 6, 7,000, whatever you can run, whatever you two can run on your clock, you can run it. There's plenty of loads to get it. As long as you can connect the dots, I mean, it's unlimited. When I did the Target account, I was grossing $7,000-8,000 a week, if not more sometimes. It just depends on, what you got going on and how you're running. With Target, I would drive up to work. We were doing, goddamn, man, every time. When I was doing that, I would run up and the other person would run back, and I would kind of either catnap in the passenger seat or in the bed or whatever. If you run it as a super single, you're not going to do as much, obviously. But sky's the limit. It's whatever you want to do. Whatever you guys want to do. I hope that answers that, Mark. I'm sorry. The comments keep coming in. James, when you were on Target, did you ever have to pull the pups? I never pulled the pups. Now, I do have experience in doubles and triples because I worked for FedEx and also UPS. So I have pulled pups before, but I never pulled theirs. Is Swift Dispatcher in the USA or South America? Yeah, we don't. As far as I know, we don't have anything outside the United States. None of when we call and talk to people, yeah, they're all at the terminals. We don't talk to anybody in other countries at all. Alan Hartman, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Hope things are well. Mac T, I think only the drivers to run the South America have dispatchers in South America. Okay, I had no idea we had drivers going to South America. That's interesting. Okay. So the wife says, kick arse live this evening. Thank you, Cadillac and Mike, for coming out. Very valuable. Love to have you all again. Never drive faster than your guardian angel can fly. That's her little saying that she likes to say.
Yep. I remember that.
Other than you don't have to come home or go home, but you can't stay here. Even I'm screwing it up now. That's her other saying. Flying Patty says, problem lately over here is owners just racking up 25% of cell phone in the hand violation for the whole company. So the board, cameras, owner operators, 25% of cell phone violations. I didn't.
Yeah, Schneider's they're having a lot of issues with cell phone violation. The problem is they have a zero tolerance or zero cell phone policy.
I appreciate the information and what is the guy's name that is more tanned of the three on here? Chris, that's his name. Post your channel on here again. You got to understand, Flying Patty. He's a flying Irishman, really.
Oh yeah,
that's what the Patty comes from. Put your channel on here. Go subscribe to Chris's channel, man. I'm going to do it. I didn't know he had one till tonight, but I'm going to do it. Oh, the Tex-Mex division. Tex-Mex. Trans-Mex. He's got Tex-Mex. What are we, a Mexican restaurant here, Mac T? A Tex-Mex division. I see on the Swift website, they have terminals in Mexico, yeah. The Tex-Mex division. Oh, it's a tumbleweed, man. Tumbleweed restaurant. So there's Mr. Cadillac King and things. You got your Cadillacs on your YouTube page?
Yeah, they're both on there actually.
I'll check them out.
Nice.
So Fine Patty said it's nice to meet you, Chris, and
nice to meet you also.
Transmex, yeah, Tex-Mex. I love that, man. Absolutely love that Tex-Mex. Next time I see one of them drivers, I'll ask them if they're Tex-Mex. That's so funny. That is so funny. All right, guys, we actually went a lot longer tonight than I really thought we would with all the football on. So I appreciate everyone coming out. Mike, Chris, I really appreciate you guys coming in.
I have one more thing for you.
Go ahead, bud.
I came across something today. I don't know whether it's just a fluke for this particular load, but I have the load I'm on is I got a 125-mile deadhead, which I booked off the load board. I called I sent a message to the planner saying, "Hey, I'm going to be in I can't remember the name of this where I'm at. Just south Battle Creek, Michigan. I'm going to be in Battle Creek picking up a load. Do we have any empties in that area that I can grab? Because I really wanted to bobtail over here to save fuel." I got a message back very quickly saying, "Yes, I'm setting it up for you. I'm going to send you to Kalamazoo to pick up an empty." They then sent me a dispatch, separate, its own dispatch for that empty, and I'm now getting paid those empty miles that I booked. So if you've got a long deadhead, I don't know whether it's just a one-off thing or if it's something that maybe we can take advantage of, but don't necessarily grab an empty in where you're at. Send a message to the planner, say, "This is where I'm going to be. Is there an empty available?" And at least this time, I'm getting paid for those deadhead miles.
So Mac T says today was good teams, smashed unranked teams day. I was falling asleep anyways. Okay. And he's making a big statement here. Be safe, everyone. New England Patriots are winning the Super Bowl. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but
do they even know what a football is?
Come on, Mike. Don't you do us like that.
Hey, speaking of which, I got something funny for y'all. There's a new meme running around, and I sent it to my buddy last night. I want y'all to see this. I'm going to find it here. Where did I do it? I sent it to him. Hang on a second. So y'all know that what's the coach's name? Bill Belichick's at North Carolina now. Well, there's a meme running out, breaking news, and it says, breaking news, Idaho A&M, which is not even a college, quarterback Bob Trady has been granted a 6th year of eligibility. Is transferring to North Carolina to join Bill Belichick. And I don't know if you guys can see who Bob Trady is. Do you all get it? Can you see that, Chris? Bob Trady?
Yeah, I see it. I got you.
That is so funny to me. All right, a couple more things here, and we'll be out of here, guys. I am a Newburyport, Massachusetts. Okay, Newport. Okay, got to deflate the footballs first, and
let's just end the
all right, guys, we'll call it tonight, man. I appreciate you guys coming in. Everybody, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to call. I put everything in the description of all the videos. I'll have Michelle's numbers running down at the bottom. I'll have her number. I've got Austin's number in there for international. SeBrite Insurance. Everybody's number's in there, and mine is too. See you later there, Mark Ely. We appreciate it. Guys, y'all have a good night, and thanks again for coming in, all right?
All right.
Have
I'll
a
talk
good
to you all
night.
tomorrow.
All right.
Yep. Everybody have a good night. We'll talk to you later, and keep the sunny, shiny side up.
All right now.
Later, Chris. Bye. Bye, Mike.
Later.
Okay.